Yeah, I feel like so much has happened since the last time I recorded. I don't even know why that is, honestly. I mean, long story less long. I mean, I've been working. Anyway, so if I'm not mistaken, last time I recorded, I was talking about how I was moving away from the first platform I was using for my community, which was WAP. That was the first platform that I tried, and I didn't fall in love with it. I didn't fall in love with the back end. There was a lot of issues I was dealing with when I was trying to build my community. There was a lot of issues I was dealing with when I was trying to build my community. Some of the functionality, there were a few things. Long story less long. I didn't like the platform, so I jumped ship. So a lot of the past, I don't even know how long it's been, probably like a week or two. A lot of that was just me getting my community migrated, getting everything moved over, making sure it was built how I wanted it, the paywalls and everything was set up. Just a lot of learning the new platform and getting it all set up the way I wanted. So yeah, I sent out a couple of beta tests. I think we talked about that too. I had a few people respond. Only one person's joined the community so far. So, you know, it is what it is. Shout out to my bro Shane. I haven't really started pushing it yet. Now that I've got it set up where I want it and I feel comfortable with where it's at, my next step or the next phase or whatever I'm working on is the content, basically starting to get content put out, scheduled consistently, leading up to the launch of the community. And I say launch, it's not going to be like some grand big thing. I'm just going to start mentioning it more in my content, or you're going to be able to get access to it through the content. I might make a post about it here or there. I might promote it in my stories, a couple posts, maybe carousel, whatever. More than likely put some ad spin behind a YouTube video and like a Facebook post, something, just to kind of get an initial boost once I start to see what content is working. But right now, I just kind of got clarity and realigned when it comes to my content strategy and kind of what I'm doing. And what I've actually realized is that I'm creating and recording a lot more content than I need, because as I'm starting to produce it, I'm seeing, okay, I can get like X amount of clips from this one long form. I can get all these pieces from this long form. I can do this and I can utilize it in different ways. And I already realized that, but now this is the first time I've been refocusing on content since getting everything built up. And you know, as you grow, you develop and you learn along the way. You learn kind of new things. You see different things that you like. So I've been picking up on different little things that I like from the content I've been seeing, doing like basically market research, seeing what content was out there, seeing what the kind of trends were, what people were gravitating towards, basically kind of getting clear on what my content is going to look like from now moving forward versus what it looked like in the past. Taking what worked before, what I liked, what I didn't like, kind of tweaking it with my new setup processes, workflows, my assistants that I'm working with, just kind of figuring out what that all looks like, different responsibilities and things like that. So a lot of the past week or two has just been getting clarity on those. If you want to see me break down my content strategy and my content process in full, I'm gonna link those videos up somewhere, up whatever side the thing be on. But yeah, so it's a lot of the past like 2 weeks or so has been just me getting clarity and kind of figuring out what exactly I'm doing when it comes to my content and my marketing. Along with that, I've already picked up 2 retainer clients, basically me acting as a marketing consultant for their brand or business. I've gotten 2 clients. One of them found me through my website, kind of read it over, went and booked a call. The other one was somebody I've been talking to back and forth. We met on TikTok, and she has started her own agency and she wants to bring me on as a consultant to help her with her client, just to get a kind of better understanding of who their audience is, where their brand is going, and kind of get everything that they're doing in alignment. She was one of my mentees. So now it's more of a client consultant relationship for the time being. Might just be for a month or 2, might be longer, just depending on what happens with the consulting and the results we can get. But yeah, I had a couple meetings this past week, one with her, a couple with my other client. So obviously not at 6 figures yet. Technically MRR, which is monthly recurring revenue. I don't know if we talked about that on here yet, but the goal is to, actually I haven't mentioned that at all, but basically for now, my goal is to get to 6 figures of MRR, which is monthly recurring revenue. I know this is titled Road to 6 Figures, and I never really broke down what that meant. So no, I'm not trying to reach 6 figures with my business. I'm trying to reach 6 figures a month. 6 figures is like the first milestone, but that's like the goal is to hit 6 figures a month. And I have a lot of different ideas in place that I'm going to be working on and basically showing y'all here. I'm trying to get there. I'm really happy with where the community is, even though it's only 1 member in there right now. By the way, if you want to check it out, 10-day free trial in the link. I also have a video that I'm going to link up here, me kind of walking you through the background, everything in the community and what you get with it, if you want to check it out. But yeah, so really happy with that. Really happy with the clients I've gotten so far. A lot of validation coming from that. It just makes me feel good that people I like, and this isn't new, but I feel like it's always good to celebrate those little milestones. I actually just saw a video. I don't know if it was a YouTube or somewhere I saw on Threads or something, but basically it said a really, really good habit or a really good mindset to get into is to focus on embellishing the wins and downplaying the losses. And whether that's a little win, a big win, a win is a win. If you sent out an email today and you hadn't for the past 2 weeks, that's a win. If you sent out a DM, started a conversation, posted a reel, and you've been missing, haven't been showing up for your brand, that's a win, bro. Even if you don't get any views, even if you only get 2 likes, if you got 2 likes, that's a win. Two people saw that and was like, "Oh, I like that." That's a win. It may not be what you're looking for, it may not be what you want right now, but you need to celebrate your wins because that's going to train you to focus on the winning, not focus on the losing. You want to focus on any mishaps, anything that went what you might consider wrong. Take the lesson, take whatever you need from it, and then let it go as soon as you possibly can. That is like life in general. Like anytime bad shit comes your way, anytime some bad shit happens to you in life, accept it. Like, of course, grieve naturally, whatever you need to do, depending on like the severity or whatever happens. Take your time to grieve, but then take what you need from it, take the lesson, and then move on as fast as you can. Release its control over you, release its ability to manipulate your emotions and your feelings as fast as possible. Faster you can do that, and the more you can do that with the stuff that is holding you down and pulling you back, the better off you will be. But yeah, like I said, I'm just really happy to see kind of like things starting to progress, starting to pick up. Content is starting to go out. I've already been getting a few feedbacks, a little more engagement, more comments, a couple shares. I haven't even looked at my analytics yet. It's about that time. It's only been about maybe 2 weeks. But I mean, a check at the end of the month, it should be fine because this is really just me kind of putting out that first wave of content to see what's going to hit. I think the YouTube is still kind of figuring itself out, kind of trying to gain traction with that. I definitely want to go through and retitle a lot of my content and stuff on YouTube to make sure it's more in line with SEO and to make sure my links are updated and stuff. Just because the content I put out back then, a lot has changed since then, a lot of branding and things. So just got to make sure all that stuff is updated, which is really tedious. It really becomes super fucking tedious. That's why it's good to lock in that brand, all that shit early. Like, lock that shit in early because it is tedious as fuck doing all that. But yeah, like I said, overall, feeling good. I feel like life is going well. Bartending is solid. I'm working full-time hours, which is super beneficial right now because it allows me to take all that money and either invest it into the stock market or into my business more, being able to pay my assistants more. So don't ever let anybody lie to you about the power of a 9-to-5 and having a job, especially somewhere where you get consistent hours, you can make good money. Don't ever let anybody knock that shit because that will feed your business. That will feed all of your side hustles. You take that check, take your paycheck, save it up or take your little whatever, put it into your side hustle, put it into your business. Just keep doing that little by little. Just keep growing it little by little. It might take some time. That's fine. But that becomes your seed money. That becomes your initial investment and your initial funding, right? Don't ever let anybody lie to you about the power of having a consistent income when you're trying to get this shit off the ground, all right? What I will say is that there are ways that you can make it more strategic or more beneficial or just better for you. If you can replace, let's say you don't like your 9-to-5, right? Let's say you hate your job, you hate what you do, you hate your boss, all that shit, right? It's okay to pivot. Just make sure you replace your income. Just make sure you're able to replace your income before you pivot. Don't pivot without a replacement for the income. Whether that's locking in a new job where you're going to be making the same or comparable money, like just make sure you are ready for the pivot. That could also include reducing some spending, not going out as much, getting rid of some streaming, like spending, whatever you need to do, trim the fat as much as possible. But it'll be worth it because as you start to see progress, as you start to see growth, you got an editor now, you got a virtual assistant, you got somebody who can schedule your content, you might be able to put some money into an ad spend, put 500 here, 200 here. Now you're starting to see those tangible results and it's going to come from you. You're already going to the job. If the business don't work, you're going to be doing the job anyway. So just take the money you get from the job, put it to side hustle, put it towards scaling that up in a smart way. And if you do that for 6 months to a year, like say I don't want to guarantee that you can replace your income, but more than likely you'll be able to replace your income if you did that for a full year. If you locked in for a full year, said I'm taking whatever extra money, I give myself this budget, this my entertainment budget, this my food, grocery, whatever. Get all your stuff in line. And then if you're not making enough, go get another side hustle if you need to. But you need to increase the income, decrease what you're spending, and then focus on spending as much as it makes sense into your hustle or your business. And if you do that for 6 months to a year, investing in the right places, paying for the content, paying for somebody to help you with their scheduling or do work for you, putting systems in place, like if you build it up strategically and you make smart decisions with that investment in a year, you should be able to, if not replace, match, like bare minimum match your income. Average American is only making like 40 to 60,000 depending on where you live. So building a profitable side hustle business, whatever, you can get to 40,000 a year. Call it 100 just to make sure like you have money to pay for the business and pay for your life. Call it 100,000, but it's very possible to do that in a year. And if you need help doing that, join the community. I got you. But yeah, I'm super happy. Life is going good. I'm not going to focus on that because you already know how I feel about when life is going good. See, and that's why I fuck with Russell, because he got an album called I Hate When Life Is Going Good. I immediately connected with that title. There's always that air of like the air is going to get sucked out of this shit at some point. You can't constantly go up. At some point, you have to come back down. If you look at the stock market, them highs have to come down to a low. And sometimes it's a big low, and you just don't want to. So we're not going to focus on that. We're not going to manifest that. We're going to accept what happens, be ready for it, and we're going to keep moving forward. Gratefully, thankful, blessed, all that shit. You feel me? But yeah, I don't know. I love, life is good. Gym has been solid. Been getting in the gym like 4 to 5 times a week. Still working on the eating right. Not as strong, not as where I want to be with that yet, but I am getting better. It's better at not spending as much, like frivolous spending. I try to limit as much as possible and just kind of like reinvesting literally like all my money back into my business. So yeah, but I also have some other things I want to do, and I don't know, I'm just excited for the shit to come. Make sure you following, make sure you subscribe. Appreciate y'all. Lock in, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. All right.